Vous êtes à l'écoute des programmes de Radio Soir.
RTÉ News on Radio 1 at midnight with Kate Egan. Good morning. Proposals under the revised Croke Park Agreement on public service pay and conditions are expected to be debated by teachers at their annual conferences this week. The conventions of the Irish National Teachers Organisation and the Association of Secondary Teachers Ireland get underway in Cork and Wexford later today. The Teachers Union of Ireland begins its conference in Galway on Tuesday. From Wexford, our education correspondent Emma O'Kelly.
Among the very first items to be debated today at the ASTI's convention in Wexford, Croke Park 2. The union leadership have recommended rejection, and today's motion reiterates this stance. The TUI in Galway will begin its conference too tomorrow with a special motion on Croke Park, even though its members have already rejected the deal. The big question is how members of the largest teachers' union, the INTO, will vote on Croke Park. It's surprising, therefore, that INTO delegates in Cork may not be debating the issue directly at all. There is no motion tabled on the proposals, so far at least. Minister for Education Rory Quinn will visit the conferences on Tuesday and Wednesday. Emma O'Kelly, RTÉ News, at ASTI Convention in Wexford.
Taoiseach Enda Kenny has said the government would aim to bring in a system that is fair for people who are in mortgage and debt distress. Responding to claims that draft personal insolvency guidelines were too harsh, Mr Kenny said they were only indicative and would not apply in all circumstances. The Labour Party chairman Colin Keaveney has said a renegotiation of the programme for government was an immediate requirement for his party in the wake of its poor performance in the Meath East by-election. Mr Keaveney said Labour needed to demonstrate humility with respect to the broken promises made prior to the last general election. He said the responsibility for the party's failures lay with the Taoiseach Eamon Gilmore and his ministers.
The buck has to stop with the leader of the Labour Party and our cabinet and ministers in government. We have raised the expectations of a nation and a country with respect to promises that were made prior to the last general election, and it's critically important that the leader of the Labour Party honour those commitments in a renegotiated programme of government.
8 men have been remanded in custody after being brought before a sitting of the Special Criminal Court yesterday evening, charged with membership of an unlawful organisation styling itself the IRA. The men, 8 between their 30s and 50s with addresses in Dublin, were arrested on Friday following a search of a commercial premises in Clondalkin by Gardaí investigating the activities of dissident Republicans. All 8 are to appear before the court again next Friday, and they can apply for bail. Doctors treating the former South African President Nelson Mandela has said that his condition has improved further. In a statement, the office of President Jacob Zuma said the 94-year-old former leader had a restful day. Mr Mandela was admitted to hospital on Wednesday with a lung infection and is now being treated for pneumonia. Prayers have been offered up for him at a number of Easter church services in South Africa. It's emerged that 2 paramedics with Dublin Fire Brigade were assaulted while attending to a case on Westmoreland Street in the city centre early yesterday morning. The men were treated in hospital for facial injuries. A spokesman for the Dublin Fire Service said they would be off work for some time. A man who was arrested following the attack has since been released on bail. Dublin City Council has said it is extending the hours of water restrictions across the Dublin region until Tuesday. The restrictions will be in place from 7 o'clock in the evening until 7 in the morning. And the weather forecast, very cold and dry overnight. Lowest temperatures -1 to +3 degrees with a sharp ground frost in the north and Midlands. And there's a warning that southeast winds will occasionally reach gale force in Irish coastal waters from Mizenhead to Loophead to Erishead. Easter Monday will be mostly dry, cloudy and cold. And that's all for now. We'll have news again at 1 o'clock. On 88 to 90 FM, on longwave 252, on digital and online. This is RTÉ Radio 1, and time for a late date with Fiachna O'Brien on.
And you're very welcome to Late Date.